Okay, so before I start my brow mapping, I'm gonna go ahead and sanitize my hands. My client's eyes are closed, and I'm gonna have her keep them closed until I instruct her to open them once we get to the mapping. So for my mapping, I'm just gonna use a white pencil. It's just a soft eyeliner pencil. And then I'm going to just use a wooden stir stick for my measurements. So I want to make sure her head is straight so I get even measurements here. So the first one I'm going to do is I'm going to start on the left side of her nostril, and I'm just going to bring my wooden stir stick straight up, and that's going to indicate where the brow will begin. For my second measurement, I'm going to have her open her eyes and just look straight ahead. So I'm going to place my stir stick on the left side of the nostril and then open up for me. And wherever her pupil is, I'm gonna measure that and come straight up. And that's gonna be where my ideal arch will be. And then she can close again. I'm gonna measure the tail of the brow where it should end. So I'm gonna come on the side of the nostril and measure it to the end of the eye and roll it up, and that's gonna be where my brow tail is going to end. So I'm gonna do the exact same thing on the other side. Come to the right side of the nostril and come straight up. And that's where my brow will begin. I'm gonna have my client open up for me. So I'm gonna come to the side of the nostril, right where her pupil is, and I'm gonna come straight up, slide it up, and make my mark for my brow arch. Go ahead and close for me. Side of the nose to the end of the eye, and come up and make my mark, and that's where my tail's gonna end. So now I'm gonna check if my tails of the brow and my arches are symmetrical. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come to each mark, come across, and I'm gonna come up on the forehead, and I'm gonna make my mark right in the center of the forehead. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side, and what we're looking for, and that was perfectly straight there, is that my marks create an X right in the center of the forehead. So you can come to the tip of the nose and make sure that looks like it's right in the center of the forehead, okay? And then the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna come to where the bottom of my marks are on the edge of the brows and draw a straight line. I just wanna make sure the bottom of the brows are both even with each other. So that looks good. Good. So that's the only thing I'm gonna do before I start my waxing.
All right, now that Delaney has done our mapping for the brows, we're gonna go ahead and wax. I'm going to start by sanitizing my hands. Our model has already been prepped with witch hazel, so we are ready to go. For the purpose of beginner waxing, we're gonna break the brows into some smaller sections today. Once you feel confident, you can definitely move into some bigger sections for the brows. I'm gonna pull the skin taut so I can see exactly where I'm going. And I'm going to apply my wax underneath the brow, just about halfway. We'll apply our wax strip with a firm pressure in the direction of the hair growth. Pull her skin taut and remove in the opposite direction of hair growth, and immediately nerve block. We'll move on to the section of the tail of the brow. Again, applying the wax in the direction of the hair growth. Apply pressure with the direction of the hair growth. Pull her skin taut and remove in the opposite direction of hair growth, immediately nerve blocking. Then I'm going to move to the top of that same brow. And nerve block. And I'm being careful to apply my wax just right next to where the previous strip had ended so that I'm not overlapping. I'm now going to move into the center of the brow. Again, applying the wax with the direction of the hair growth. Pull the skin taut, remove in the opposite direction of hair growth and nerve block. Pull taut, remove in the opposite direction and nerve block. And we'll move on to the lower part of the other brow. Again, pulling the brow taut, applying the wax in the direction of the hair growth. Pull the skin taut, remove in the opposite direction and nerve block. You can flip your strip up to check that you're not grabbing any unwanted hairs. Pull tight and remove in the opposite direction. brush the brows and check for symmetry. Take a little bit of a wax remover to remove any unwanted wax as well as your markings. And we'll apply some aloe to give her some cooling